Tonight, we're going to start off with a little thought experiment. Imagine there's a 12-year-old girl, and she really wants to go to college, but because her parents are really poor, she has to save it all up herself. So she starts like raking yards and doing anything she can do to make money. Whatever she can do, searching for change, anything she can find. Now, imagine that on the other side of her town, there was a bank that had a policy that anything you put in there, they will multiply by 100. So you put a penny in there, it's worth $1. You put a dime in there, it's worth $10. You put $1 in there, it's $100. Yeah, right. Yes, this is very unrealistic. No bank, no bank would be able to make money if they actually did this. But just imagine if this were the case. So this girl, she's earning little bits of money, anything she can find. She has a nickel, $5. Quarter, $25. Another $25. Anything she can find, any money she can make, she's searching the couch cushions. That's what would happen. But in this little scenario that we're talking about, that's on the other side of town, that bank. But right next to her house is another bank. But this bank is actually a scam. And they say they keep your money for you, but really they're just stealing it. They're just putting it in their account. So, this girl, this 12-year-old girl who's doing any little odd job she can do, she should put it here. And someone explained to her like why it's better. But imagine if she said, well, yeah, I know it's like better to put my money in that other bank, but this one's like it's so convenient. It's right next to my house. So as long as I put it in the bank, right? And you're like, no, you gotta put it in this other bank. Like, this is really bad. And you try to explain it all to her, like what a scam is and all that. And she gets it kind of at some level, but she's thinking, well, my parents would have to drive me across town. It's a big hassle, and this is right next to my house. So she's putting her money in here. She's working hard and saving up every bit she can save up. Everything she gets, she's putting in here. And you're thinking, no, put it in the other one. This one is totally burning up. This one, they're multiplying it by 100. Now, as Lily pointed out, this is unrealistic. So there's no situation in which this would ever actually happen. This one's realistic. One time I almost got scammed by a Craigslist person. But anyway, this one's unrealistic. But the point of this is that this illustrates the difference between long-term value and loss. Just complete, that was all for nothing. Now that concept is what our passage is about. So let's turn to 1 Corinthians chapter 3, 12 through 15. Anyone who builds on that foundation may use a variety of materials: gold, silver, jewels, wood, hay, or stubble. But on Judgment Day, fire will reveal what kind of work each builder has done. The fire will show if a person's work has any value. If the work survives, that builder will receive a reward. But if the work is burned up, the builder will suffer great loss. Now, what kind of judgment day is he talking about? Right. This is judgment day for Christians. It's a totally different kind of judgment. There's not going to be any punishment involved. It's just talking about reward or loss. But there is a judgment day for Christians. So the point here is you can do two different kinds of work. You can do gold or jewels. This is my wife's silver and jewels. Or you can do wood, hay, straw. The point is, if you took a flamethrower to this, what would happen? Well, this wood table's wood, so that wouldn't really work. But the point is, with these two objects, this one would survive the fire. This would not. What these things represent is what you do with your life, with your time, the things that you do. On Judgment Day, each one of us is going to stand before God and give an account for the things that we did. And even assuming that we are all Christians, even the Christians are going to stand before God and we're going to look back at our life, and if it was all this kind of stuff, this is all we did, we're going to look back at our life and say, it was all for nothing. It's all gone. I did nothing of eternal value. What was the point of my life? I mean, thank you, Jesus, for saving me. That's awesome, but I did nothing for you. I can't imagine the shame of that moment. Undoubtedly, there's going to be things in my life that are going to burn up, that were just for me, just fun. That's just how it is. But hopefully, by the grace of God, there's going to be a lot of stuff that is of eternal value. That when I stand before that great judgment day, when the fire passes over, there's going to be things I've done with my life that will last. And that's what I want for each of you. So you can look back on your life and say, okay, I made a lot of mistakes, a lot of stupid stuff, all kinds of other stuff, but there are a lot of things along the way that were truly, truly valuable. Everything else can burn up, but I'll have those forever. So, what are some examples of things of eternal value? Right. Sharing the gospel, excellent. That's maybe the biggest one. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Definitely. Anything, encouraging somebody else, Yeah. All kinds of stuff. Helping someone else understand the Bible, even if they're a Christian, or helping someone spiritually. Even just being kind. It doesn't always have to be spiritual. You can just do acts of generosity and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, basically anything the Bible tells you to do. You're obeying God, that's what it is. Now, what's this kind of stuff? Yeah, okay, but that's a sin, so definitely. But there's other stuff that's not sinful, that's just, right? I mean, yeah, video games, yeah, exactly. Here's the thing, though, guys. This stuff that we do, it does whatever amount of time it takes, is so valuable. And this kind of stuff we do with our lives, playing video games or whatever, chatting on whatever you're doing, Instant Messenger, playing on your phone, all that kind of stuff is just, you're just throwing it away. It's not a sin. There's nothing wrong with texting with somebody or playing a video game or whatever. It's not a sin. It's not wrong. But it's just throwing your money away. It's throwing your time away, really. It's not money. All this stuff represents time. It is so precious. So much more precious than money. Every hour you spend, you will never, ever get that hour back. And you have no idea how many more you have. And this is what we're doing with it. Just throwing it away. When it could be so much more valuable. There's so much we could do. And this is what we're doing. With our life. The hours that you have, that's your life. That's what you look back on. There's not some great, huge thing that you'll decide to do someday. This is one-time event. Your life is just composed of a bunch of hours. Yeah, I watched the movie. Boom, 2 hours. Great. What are we doing? We're just throwing our lives away for what? For fun. It's not like we're going around killing people. It's not a sin issue. It's, are you doing anything that matters with your life? I know some of you are like, well, yeah, but right now I'm just in high school, so I can't really do much. So, okay, well, what if you die when you're 18? And that would be really tragic, I know. But if you did, then you can't say, well, later I'll do something serious, do something that's worthwhile. Only guarantee you have is right now. Tonight. As soon as the lesson's over. As soon as we play the game. What are you going to do? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I was in the nursing home this week, and we were stuffing eggs for the Easter egg hunt. And I told them I'm going to share the gospel to like hundreds of people at this event. So you are helping. You are having a part of that, and it was important for them because they can't really do much. They can't really get out. So I gave them an opportunity to do something. And there was a lady there who's in a wheelchair. And she has 2 arms, but one of them is completely unusable. She can't move it. So she had one working hand. And can you think about how difficult it would be to put a piece of candy in a plastic egg and close the egg with one hand? Not to mention that all these people are very shaky. In the hour that we were stuffing eggs, she filled 3 eggs. It took her an hour to fill 3 eggs. So she, when I shared the gospel with those people, because they came for the eggs, she will have helped as much as she could. Now, any one of you, if you spend an hour filling eggs, how many could you do? Yeah, way more than 3. But guess what? None of you helped. So that lady, who could only fill 3, because she only had one working hand, she did more than you guys. She couldn't do much, but she did what she can do. And you guys can do so much, but you don't. You just keep throwing your time away. And all you care about is having fun. And I get it. I know. Fun is great. I love to have fun. But if that's all your life is, you are going to sorely regret that. Yeah, Maya, what's your Instagram name? Always bored, right? Yeah, it's not just you. You guys are always talking about being bored. You're bored, and yet all you try to do is have fun. You see the problem with that? Try to do something that actually matters, and believe me, you will not be bored. You'll be exhausted, and then you'll actually enjoy your free time instead of... We gotta stop just throwing our time away. We gotta start doing something that matters with it. You don't want to look back on your life and it's all just wood, hay, and straw, and it all burns up. When you stand before God on Judgment Day, you want to have some things. You can say, my life was worthwhile. I did something for you, Jesus. Thank you. Because, it's Him. It's really Him working in us that does it, right? Jesus said, apart from me, you can do nothing. It's Him. That's my prayer for you guys. You can use your lives for something that actually matters. Let's pray.